And welcome back to the Next Guy Up podcast. We have a very fun episode today. Tins is back with us after his PTO last weekend. He had a big weekend in Asheville hanging out with his wife. A much deserved break for our guy. He did not take a break from watching film. He was crushing it over there. He was still making bets. So he's in the loop. He's got some takes for us today, I believe. We have college coming up this week. We have NFL. We got big news everywhere. Tyreek Hill's knees falling off.
It did
Apparently,
do that.
it just seemed like a bad situation there. Yeah, I don't know. That was just the first thing that came to my mind.
Yeah,
like
tough
news.
for Tyreek. Yeah, tough for Tyreek Hill. Normally, whenever someone has like a really bad, gruesome injury online, everybody's like, "Oh man, praying for Tyreek Hill. What a good guy." But everybody was just kind of like, "Oh man, that's a tough injury." People don't really love Tyreek Hill that much. He's got a lot of off the field stuff going on.
I saw Antonio Brown. Did you see this tweet?
No.
He tweeted. Did you see it, Mason?
Yeah, I saw it.
He's like the hospital after Tyreek Hill gets out of it, and it was all the nurses were pregnant.
All the nurses were pregnant.
Yeah, that's funny. Shout out Antonio Brown. He's shoot shots at everybody.
He's an interesting follow on Twitter. Not safe for work.
Yeah, that was funny, but not great for Tyreek Hill though, or the Dolphins.
Nah, that's great for the Dolphins and their worst record that someone predicted.
I would like them to get the worst record.
I'm trying.
That's a couple of big name wide receivers out for the season already. There's been a lot of injuries.
Malik Neighbors towards ACL. Down with here's my take. Here's one of my first takes from the weekend. I'm done with artificial turf. We as a country are better than artificial turf. We can grow grass here. So grow grass and play football on grass like God intended.
It's 2025. What are we doing here?
Yeah.
There's guys with turf lawn management degrees. Like that's what they went to school for.
Let them work.
Grass. Let them work. We're taking jobs away. We're losing jobs. I'm trying to create jobs.
Tens is vote for Tens.
I'm running for president.
No more artificial turf.
The only things I'm really gonna like, the government shut down today. Who cares? The things I'm gonna focus on as the president of the United States is we're gonna fix the football fields.
Yep.
Like it.
Less Jason Kelce. Much less Jason Kelce.
What do we do?
Throw him in jail? What
do you do about
tariffs on his content?
Holiday day for the Super Bowl.
Holiday after, yes, exactly. National.
Now we're thinking.
Actually, for the whole week, I'm going to implement the very first mandated week off for everyone.
The Super Bowl.
Yeah.
After or before?
The Sunday, and then that whole week after. So you have a whole week.
Just for there not to be any football to watch.
Well, we can dive into whatever you're ready for next. Baseball, we could maybe bump it up, start playing, or
I don't know about that.
February.
If I were getting a week off, I'd rather be during March Madness. I think
we can work that in there too.
Yeah,
2 weeks off. Wow,
this country is gonna slow down a little bit. We're gonna chill.
You know, we need more sports, less working.
We're gonna get rid of the XFL. I don't like the XFL. So done with that.
I like
get out of here.
I don't actually watch it, but I just like seeing highlights sometimes.
You like that it exists?
Yeah, I like there's opportunity for the guys who don't make the NFL rosters to get to continue their career. Some
the Lions
Tennessee
kicker.
Guys.
That kicker, that was kicking
that
record-breaking kicks.
He was at Arkansas the same time as Cam Little. Fun fact, but Cam Little was so good that the Lions kicker was only allowed to do kickoffs because Cam Little is so good in college. Fun fact.
That is fun.
That was free.
And if you don't know who Cam Little is, you should look him up because he's the next GOAT of kicking footballs.
I wonder what team he plays on.
Tens wants him on his fantasy team really bad.
Yeah, that's true. Someone send this clip to Matthias.
I think we'll make him once and not send him to you. Tins is collecting all of the valuable Jags players on his fantasy team.
What could possibly go wrong? What bye week did the Jags have?
Week 8. So it's approaching quickly, and I just keep collecting more players.
It's true.
Tins, even though you were off from the pod, you did not take the day off. You were fighting with fans in a restaurant, I've been told.
Yeah, both days. So
there's 2 days.
Yeah.
I just got the one from Sunday.
Oh no, you didn't see the text where the guy told me I could move?
So
Saturday
fantasy game.
That's right.
Saturday, we went to a sports bar to watch the game. The restaurant was very full, so we sat at the bar to be able to watch the games and get service and to eat and all that good stuff. The wings were amazing. Shout out, I forget, Daddy Max. That's what this place was called in Asheville. Shout out. Guys next to me were really interested in the Ole Miss and LSU game. I was also very interested in it. Shout out. I said LSU for the win. Check.
That's a win.
But then the UT game was on too. So we had both of those. And then some random Ohio State fan came after halftime and was like, "Can we turn one of these into?" Well, really what happened was there's also old couple sitting there watching baseball on the third TV. So we had 3 TVs. And they wanted baseball, and they wouldn't change it because they asked, and they were there first. I was like, whatever, we're watching football. And no one was speaking up about the 2 football games. And this guy was like, well, can we change it to Ohio State? And the bartender was about to change it. And then he asked me, he was like, are you watching these? I said, yeah, we're watching these. And the customer who just got there after I've already spent lots of money on food was like, well, you can move. And then I just pointed at his Ohio State game behind me somewhere else in the bar. And I was like, well, you can go over there.
Got him.
How'd that work out for you?
He went over there.
Oh,
he knew better.
And then I got my order of fish tacos.
Okay. How many entrees did you have? How many total plates of food did you have?
I got all 5 flavors of the wings they had, and then I got the fish tacos.
I think at some point we need to do a power ranking of maybe across all sports of least pleasant fans of like which teams to interact with, because Ohio State fans are high.
They are high up there.
It's not because of demographics or anything. It's because they've like won so much that they just have a certain like.
I feel privileged.
Yeah, they're like, if I wear this, I'm better than you.
Yeah,
Alabama kind of has the same vibe, but
yeah,
Ohio State's worse, honestly.
Ohio State is worse. You know who else is bad in the NFL?
Delusional.
49ers fans. They're pretty bad.
I believe that.
So tell that story then.
This guy in a Robbie Gold jersey. I walk in this restaurant, and there he is. And I immediately made eye contact. I was like, all right, so this guy's going to be a problem here in about an hour and a half when the game starts.
Were you wearing Jags get up?
I just had a Jags hat on. I just had a hat. I wasn't trying to be real flashy. I wasn't trying to draw attention to myself. I didn't think I'd run into a 49ers fan. There's actually like 3 other Jags fans walked in like when the game started. I was like, what in the world is going on? I'm in Asheville, North Carolina.
Heck yeah.
Anyway, we shared a quick Duval and went about our business. But yeah, this guy.
I mean Duval.
Win a game.
You said it like that, right?
Win a game and you can make jokes. Cam Ward. Because I'll just keep it a buck.
Tanking Tins is fine.
It's fine. We're doing this on purpose. Don't worry about us. See, you can't hurt us. We already feel pain. We're numb to pain at this
I know
point.
It hurts. I know that stings.
Not even a little bit.
You had to ask who we played this week, and I said I don't even know. So no, it doesn't sting. I'm fine. I'm completely fine. Focus on my fantasy and play some bets. So there you go. And you move on. Go ahead, Tim. Sorry. It's story time. Robbie Gold.
So yeah, he's in a Robbie Gold jersey. Jags game starts out. Jags start out hot. And then, of course, we start doing the Jaguar thing in the middle of the game where it's like, oh, no, we're going to lose because that's what we like to do.
Yeah.
Critical third down play. We get called for false start. He turns around and looks at me and goes, "Aw." And that's when I told Morgan, I said, "All right, he's done enough. He keeps looking back this whole game. He keeps looking at me. He keeps making." I said, I've had enough." She said, "Do not cause a scene in this restaurant." I said, "Too late." We convert the third down. I literally stand up and went, "Oh man."
I
and
believe
then after that, I was really loud and obnoxious about everything else the rest of the game. He did come shake my hand when Parker Washington returned the punt for a touchdown. He said, "Good game. It's over." I was like, "All right, man. Have a good day."
Shook your hand.
Shook my hand. So that's, I'll give him that.
What a gentleman.
So when you're president, you said you were going to, throw Jason Kelce in prison or ban him or tear
throw all 49 fans into the fire.
No, I was going to say, where's Robert Saleh on that list?
I don't need to worry about Robert Saleh. We took care of him. We packed up his lunch. I can't help that he got his feelings hurt because he got fired after the Vikings destroyed him when he was with the Jets last year, and then our offensive coordinator may have worked for the Vikings last year, so he had to bring it up. It wasn't even asked about. The reporter, when all this started, asked him about how losing Joey Bosa or Nick Bosa was going to affect their defense. He went out of his way to try to take shots at us. You know what? We got the dub. Their fans and media are still talking about it. We've moved on to the Chiefs. They need to worry about the Rams.
You're going to be at that game, right? In Jacksonville against the Chiefs?
Some people are saying there might be a Tins sighting in the stadium. It might just be the rally that the boys need. I mean, let's just say I did call my shot. I said the Avalanche is coming. We're going to beat the 49ers, and then guess what? That happened. What did I say was going to happen after that?
Because if you're not at that, what did he say? If you're not at that game and they lose, you got to blame it on yourself at this point.
I don't know why you're trying to put way too much pressure on me. Why don't you go help your team out one time?
You're trying to put 1% of pressure on us, and we're not even feeling anything. So
that is true.
I need your team to win 2 games, maybe 3.
I'm good.
Because the Dolphins.
I think that once Callahan gets fired, we're going to win a couple.
Yeah, we don't need that.
I'm going to cash out my Super Bowl bet.
They offered you a cash out yet?
Definitely not. They already accepted their money. It's dead.
Remember when Zach took that? He said, "Listen, the plan is
gonna win a couple.
We're gonna win the first couple, and then I'm gonna cash out." It's not working so far.
Didn't even get that.
I didn't factor in Callahan just giving up.
I saw like a PFF statistic thing, and we're like 0.002 chance of getting to the playoffs.
Hey, it's not 0.
So there's a chance.
Keep up alive, Mason.
Never surrender.
Do we want to get some categories? Start the preview of next week's games.
Yeah.
We're going to go through a couple categories here where we talk about some matchups we like, some potential upset spots, what we think our game of the week is. So Mason, let's start with a player to watch or matchup to watch or whatever else.
Yes, go ahead.
Just before we dive in, I know last weekend was like labeled the sports weekend of the century, like huge college games, really big NFL matchups, and it was a great football weekend. Ryder Cup, who cares about golf? Europe won, I think, something like that. Doesn't count. That's how I'm thinking of it. This weekend is like the sneaky. Oh man, nothing can top last weekend. But there's some really good games this weekend. I know we're about to dive into them, but I hope everyone's ready to be on the couch for 14 hours on Saturday. You can maybe take a break on Sunday. Sunday's not looking as good, but this college slate is packed.
Yeah.
Okay, we want to do players to watch or game of the week? Player to watch.
Yeah, let's do game of the week last. Yeah.
Player to watch. Okay. I'm going to go with, and I did this last week with starting rookie quarterback. So I'm going to do this again. I'm going with another rookie to get his first start, and that's Dylan Gabriel starting for the Cleveland Browns. Just curious to see how he plays, but also how the Browns handle this Shador Sanders, Dylan Gabriel situation. How many chances he will get? It's definitely a situation. I did this last week and I enjoyed it, and I threw out the Jackson Dart rushing touchdown, even though I didn't even freaking take it. But because I broke down the preseason games. But just real quick, he was hurt with a hamstring injury the first preseason game. So the stats for the 2 preseason games was 25 completions out of 37 attempts for 272 yards, 1 touchdown, and 1 interception. So small sample size, a little less than Jackson Dart, but just curious to see how he plays and how he does on the Browns.
Love it.
Bad what they did to Flacco, my guy. He needs to get on the Bengals or something.
You know what? Flacco kind of did it himself. He might be a little washed. He should have hung it up after last year.
Yeah, do not mourn for Joe Flacco when we should be mourning for Jameis Winston.
That's a good point, actually. Get him on the Bengals. I'd love to see him sling it to Jamar Chase.
I said that. I said that. I agreed.
You did. I'm taking it. Okay, that's my player to watch.
I said this.
Can you imagine being Jamar Chase and just being completely wasted for a season with Jake Browning throwing you the ball?
Yeah. Did you see his tweet after the game? He said, "Y'all better leave me alone." That's what he tweeted. He said, "Y'all just better leave me alone."
It sucks.
It does suck, but Jamar Chase did get the biggest contract ever for a non-quarterback this offseason. So he's doing okay.
If I were running that offense, I would be handing the ball off to Jamar Chase. We'd be running screens all day. That's all it would be.
Just give him the ball somehow.
Jamar Chase, we're just going to get you the ball and just go break tackles.
Is that your player to watch, Zach? Jamar Chase?
It's not. I will get my player to watch here, though. It's actually 2 players. I've kind of been doing these quarterback matchups as my player to watch because I think they're fun. This week, we're going to the state of Alabama. Diego Pavia travels to face Ty Simpson. And what a weird matchup here. But we have 2 quarterbacks who are playing very well. Diego Pavia, obviously a veteran guy, leading this Vanderbilt team to a 5-0 start. They've played some inferior competition so far. This will be the first test, obviously. Game day is going to be here. It's going to be a huge matchup. I do not anticipate this. I think Alabama's going to win this pretty easily, to be honest with you. Yeah. See what Tins' face. The take has been Vandy's got a chance and blah, blah, blah. Here's the problem with Vanderbilt this year. Let me tell you. You want to hear it?
Yep. Let's hear it.
They're not taking anybody by surprise this season. You think Alabama's sleeping into this game. I'm just going to promise you they're not. They're not going to play around with this Vandy team. Vandy is much better than they have been in the past. Diego Pavia is fun. I think Alabama's going to win. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about matchup to watch. I'm talking about Diego Pavia matching up against Ty Simpson. Both of these are playing very well. Both quarterbacks are kind of entered into the Heisman running to some degree, I think. Obviously, Bama coming off a big win against Georgia. A little bit of a letdown spot potentially, but I just think it's not going to happen here. But a fun battle against some quarterbacks who have been playing very well lately.
Yeah, Ty Simpson went from plus 2,000 to plus 900 after the Georgia game. He's really bounced back ever since the opening game against Florida State. He looks good. They found their level. We've talked about it enough. I don't think Bama's just gonna run over people anymore like they used to. But
no one wants to talk about this, but I'm going to talk about it.
Ooh, let's talk about it.
The Heisman rankings are literally just like who is the quarterback on the top teams, and then it's like they're literally ranked just following the AP poll.
Yeah.
If you look at it, it's just like here are the top teams in the nation. These are their quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're on the best teams, they have to be in the running for. I fundamentally disagree with the Heisman being like that, but that's where we're at right now. Carson Beck, he's on a good team. He does not deserve. Like, what has he done to deserve the Heisman other than just be on a good team?
I agree, and that was part of the reason why I said last week, if you thought Oregon was going to win, then go ahead and take Deontay Moore because
Deontay Moore's been good. He's
been good, but like
not like incredible.
No one's put up like a Heisman. Like even at this point last year, you started talking about Genty. you started talking about Travis like a little bit, like, okay, like there were some contenders where they were doing like good performances and having breakout games. No one's had that this year so far. And I think right now
there's some good wide receivers,
Heisman
but none of them are. Yeah,
this would be the time to take Jeremiah Smith right now, because eventually Ohio State should just start buzzsawing some people, and it only takes like one 200-yard receiving game with 2 touchdowns where he separates himself from all these quarterbacks that are just not doing enough.
He's plus 1,000.
I'm going to give you another name, Tins.
Okay.
Based on you, I thought you were going to say a second ago. Another Jeremiah Love for Notre Dame just had like 4 touchdowns against Arkansas.
Yeah.
What's his number, Mason?
Plus 2,500.
Yeah, it's not moved because I took it before the season started for Jeremiah Love because the voters
lost 2 games.
Notre Dame.
That's the reason. I mean, that is what it is.
But they're going to win out. If they win out their schedule, we thought Arkansas would be a tougher game for them.
I think
Notre Dame's like firmly, in my opinion, like in a playoff spot.
Wrong, because I have the bet for them not to make it.
I know you do, but
they're going to lose. USC is their big game left.
Yeah, but they always win that game.
Boise State at Notre Dame.
Yeah.
What a fun upset that would be.
That would be fun. That would be very fun. All right.
Okay.
My players of the week, I like to go college and NFL just because I like ball. We're going to start in college. Carson Beck is my player to watch because I'm not a Carson Beck believer. I have made it known on this podcast. I am a hater. I'm in his hater club. But he has a chance this weekend to play against a Florida State team. This is really a battle for who should be top of the ACC. Like, these two teams probably end up playing each other. I don't know how the future of their schedules play out.
This might lock someone into a championship game spot,
right?
Essentially.
Carson Beck has a chance to silence a lot of haters and doubters, me included. If he can go in here and have a good performance against Florida State and show why Miami gave him all that money, why Georgia was wrong for running him out of the building. Do I believe that's what's going to happen? No, but that's why he's my player to watch this weekend in college. He's got a lot to prove. And then over in the NFL, a guy I am a fan of, a guy I have been beating the drum for, a dude that I said is going to be the best quarterback in his draft class, Drake May. And the Patriots, one of my sleeper teams going into the season, I thought maybe could snatch a playoff spot, get to play the mighty Buffalo Josh Allens on Sunday Night Football. Huge underdog. Drake May has played very well this season, has all the PFF grades of a top 10 quarterback. He's playing well. Vrabes has lifted the floor for the Patriots, but their defense is not good. They give up a lot of points. This is going to be a shootout type game. The Bills defense isn't great either. So can Drake May go band for band, match up straight up with Josh Allen and, have an offensive shootout with him, and kind of like plant himself as like a, hey, you got to talk about me as one of the best quarterbacks in the league because look what I can do and match what Josh is going to do, because I think that's going to be a really fun Sunday night game.
Love it. Okay, moving on to our next category. Your upset potential of the week. Upset potential of the week, Mason.
I love how Zach went in that order. I was going to chime in on Tinsley, and I was like, well, I better wait my turn. My upset potential was, great minds think alike, the Patriots plus 350.
Wow. I love that.
I'll be short because he explained it very well, but 8.5 point underdogs. Did you say that part?
No, I didn't know where it was.
This is coming off the Patriots putting up 42 points. Yes, you could say against the Panthers, but Drake May looked very comfortable. Had the rushing touchdown, was in my 30K parlay, by the way, and 2 throwing touchdowns. So it just looked, and I was tuned into that game and so he was making some great passes just because of that parlay I had. But that's my upset potential.
Yeah, I like that one too. I'm definitely taking them with the spread, and I like the over.
8.5.
Yeah, it's a lot of points in the NFL game.
And division games are usually very scrappy, closer than everybody anticipates. So,
yeah, and I mean, is this Bills team invincible? I mean, you look at their schedule and it's like they could go 15-2. Like, this is one of their harder matchups. They have the Chiefs in a few weeks, and then other than that, it's pretty soft. So
Love it.
Could they be like a little bit relaxed, a little too? Oh, we're the mighty Bills, and we don't have to worry about anything, and then catch a right hook from Drake May.
Okay, my upset of the week. This is gonna sound weird coming from me. Texas traveling to the swamp, Florida.
Whoa.
plus 210, plus 2. So it's only 6.5 points. 6.5 points. Listen, if you think that the Florida fans are not going to show out for this game, you're crazy. It doesn't matter that they're not very good. You just have to feel like DJ Lagway has that thing in him that can just flip at any time.
Yeah.
We know he's a better quarterback than what he's shown this year. We know that he kind of had a late start and he didn't get to play a lot in camp. They had a bye week, I believe, last week.
Yeah.
You have to believe that they're going to come in. Oh, Billy Napier, say what you want, is fighting for his job. The team, he's in the same situation he was last year when this team kind of rallied around that. DJ Lagway came in and they started winning games they shouldn't have won. Texas, I think that they are not what a lot of people thought they were going to be. As we know, Arch Manning is really struggled. I just think this is an upset spot. I'm not saying it will happen, but I'm saying it could. I'll give you another longer upset odds just for free for the people out there. This is coming from some firsthand experience. I'm not going to take this bet, but I like it. Mississippi State at Texas A&M.
Oh,
tell me a team I don't believe in. I don't believe in Texas A&M. Mississippi State's traveling to College Station. It's 14.5 points. I think that's too many points.
Yeah.
I would take the points there. I'm not sure I would take. It's like plus 470 money line. A&M always loses one of these games though. They shouldn't lose, and it just feels like one of those spots.
Mississippi State, I mean, I know they took UT to the wire, but they're a lot better. They're fighting a lot harder than people anticipated. Levy, my
quarterback's good.
Yeah. The coach there, he might have done a good, he might have them in the right direction.
It seems like they are. And I think they're going to win a couple games this year that people never thought they would. They almost upset my Vols, and I just think that they're not just going to lay down and quit. I just feel like they have an upset in them this year, and it could very well be A&M on the road. So there you go.
I like it. All right. I'm going to start with the easy one. That's the Jaguars on Monday night. That's not plus 200. Sorry, everyone. Here's the thing. The Chiefs feel good about themselves. They just beat up on the Ravens. Newsflash, the Ravens lost 7 defensive starters in the game against the Chiefs, which their defense was already playing really bad. Lamar also gets hurt in the game. That was a lick our wounds and let's just move on type situation for the Ravens. And the Chiefs kind of flexed their muscles and acted like they're back. Well, guess what? That ends on Monday night in Jacksonville with the whole world watching. We're wearing the Prowler throwback uniforms. And I'm just going to say, if you don't follow me on Twitter, it'll be the time to start before. You're going to want to hop in before because I'm going to the moon as of Monday night at midnight when the game's over. I got a lot of receipts. I got a lot of people I'm coming for.
Oh gosh.
People like that, I'm trying to figure out who he's talking about specifically.
Receipts, Mason.
There's people out in the world that will need to be brought to justice on the Twitter streets.
He's just already banking on them winning. They're 3.5 point underdogs. And
Confidence.
he's just already like,
That's fine.
So when the game's over.
We were 3.5 point underdogs to the 49ers this week, too. And what did we do?
True.
We flew out west and we packed up Robert Saleh's lunch.
Sorry, I want to know what 3.5 point underdogs feels like. I'm only used to 8+ points.
That's a fact.
But so that's the NFL one. I don't have to dive in there. You guys all saw that one coming. But my college one for the week is a little bit sneakier than that, and it's going to be the Maryland Terrapins over the Washington Huskies. This Maryland team has already gotten one big upset this year over Wisconsin. Now, is that a good win? Turns out maybe not. Wisconsin's kind of bad. But Maryland is undefeated under true freshman quarterback who has been playing out of his mind. But the real story here is their defense. They have the nation's leading sack. They have the most sacks by any team, and they have 8 interceptions on the season. They're allowing 10.8 points per game. And I just think Washington's going to come in here. They just got beat up by Ohio State, and they have to fly from one end of the country to the other. And we've not seen any of these West Coast teams come across the country yet and handle business the way they're supposed to. I don't think you walk into Maryland at 11 o'clock Eastern time and beat this team by 6 points, let alone beat them at all. I'm going to take a money line. I think this Maryland team is solid. They've invested a lot of money into the football team the last 2 years. And I really just like their chances here, plus 200.
That's a good one. I didn't even have my eyes on that game, so shout out to the Next Guy podcast.
That's the one I texted about earlier. I was like, I love my upset pick. I wasn't even talking about Jags. I obviously love that one.
So parlay those together? Is that what you're telling me?
Listen, if you parlayed LSU and Oregon,
the upset.
Yeah, Mason does love a parlay. I did give
as
about
long as it pays out $30K.
Mason only does betting for get
He's
rich
on the warpath now. He won't take a bet with less than a $10,000 return.
$5K, not enough. Add a couple more legs in there.
Okay, we have game of the week, people. We got Mason. What do you got? Game of the week.
Game of the week. I'm going to go with the Buccaneers at the Seahawks. We're about to see what. Yeah, Tinsley was right. The selection slate for Sunday. There's very few pickings there. We're gonna have to see if Bucky Irving is going to be able to play. Was seen in a walking boot today. Tinsley shaking his head no.
He's out.
Looking good. Is it official?
According to my fantasy team, it is. It's already labeled as out.
Oh, okay. Well, he's officially out then. I'm going to go with that one as my game of the week.
Love it.
Short, sweet, to the point.
That's a tricky one. The Bucks just refuse to die. They're like...
Bucks are fun.
They're fun.
That's what I'm kind of rooting for the Bucks because the Titans suck so much. I just like I'm quietly
Baker Mayfield, fun to watch.
Yeah. Their injury
rookie
list
wide receiver.
Yeah, Buka.
Yeah. What are the Bucks Super Bowl numbers looking like?
Uh-oh. Tech's
probably plus 2,000.
Let's parlay that with a bunch of other things. And we're pretty good.
Yeah, I mean they refuse to die. They're always in every game. They almost beat the Eagles, like they came back. But I mean, it's just the injuries keep mounting. Now with Bucky hurt, like I don't know. But I'm not gonna count. I'm not gonna count them out. And I'm not a big believer in the Seahawks. I think they're a paper tiger.
2,500.
Ooh.
I just took $1 on them.
There you go.
Titans plus 100,000.
So you're saying there's a chance?
Saying $1 pays out $1,000. Right
You've wasted $1 on worse things.
Feel pretty good about that. Okay, my game of the week. From the state of Florida once again. Miami at Florida State. This has turned into a pretty fun little matchup here. Florida State or Miami, number 3 in the nation, according to the AP poll. Carson Beck playing good. Tens kind of broke down him a little bit. playing a Florida State team that had a lot of hype following that win against Alabama. Just coming down from the big upset loss against Virginia. But it's a big rivalry game. It's not really been close in a while. Like, this is going to be a first time this matchup has been really relevant and a good bit. Like we said earlier, this is it could be an ACC championship preview, kind of like Oregon, Washington was a couple years ago, or like Georgia, Bama is sometimes. It kind of has that vibe of these are obviously the two best teams in ACC right now. So this is just kind of seeing where everyone's at. Florida State, say what you will about them. It's going to be a fun atmosphere down there. Much better than Miami, who plays 45 minutes off campus. So this should be a fun one. I'm excited about it.
Yeah, I thought this is where you were going to go, so I picked a different game. But I love this game. I love Florida State. I do think they bounce back. I'm on record. I don't believe in Miami.
Yeah, it cost you early too. No Carson Beck love for tens.
Yeah, which is funny. I was the biggest Miami guy last year because of Cam Ward, and then now here we are. Look at us.
Carson Beck.
Now he's my arch enemy.
Carson Beck.
Zach became the biggest Carson Beck guy over the summer.
Miami 4.5 point favorites over Florida State.
At Florida State?
Over under is 53.5. I mean, I kind of like that over.
I don't.
I feel like there's going to be some points. It's fireworks.
You think so? I don't know. I feel like they both have really good defensive lines.
Yeah, you could be right. I want it to be fireworks. I just want a high scoring game, you know.
Bain from Miami, number 8, defensive end. He's a freak of nature.
All of our big games last weekend were fun, but they were just boring. Like, even Oregon, Penn State, and Georgia, Bama were just like, ugh. They were fun defensive battles, like good teams, really good teams.
Bama didn't even score the second half.
I know. You just want to see like a fun, high flying kind of matchup, you know.
That's true. I agree, but
ACC is usually good for something like that. But
we'll need them.
We will see.
We'll need a big explosion of points in a different game in the ACC this weekend. We'll get
spoiler alert.
All right, so my game of the week in college is Vandy and Bama. I think Bama's turned it around. Ty Simpson's looked good. I'm gonna sip some of this Vandy Kool-Aid. I'm gonna believe in Diego Pavia to cover the 10.5 point spread. Bama gets up for Georgia every year, and Kirby Smart for some reason cannot figure out how to beat Alabama, other than in the national championship game when everyone bet on Bama, including myself. That's the only time he's beat them. For some reason, Bama always gets up for that game because they know it's a big game. I think guys at Bama don't see Vanderbilt as a big game. They're just not going to. It's a 2:00 kickoff, right, in the afternoon. Against little old Vandy coming in. We'll handle it. I think final score.
They lost last year?
34-24, Bama.
They didn't even cover the spread?
10.5.
Yeah,
you live by the hook, you die by the hook.
Vandy covers it.
Yep, Vandy's going to cover that spread. I think Diego's got it just enough in him to cover that spread. I think it's going to be a fun game. I think it's going to be a fun back and forth. Diego Pavia is willing to die on the field for Vanderbilt. No one else in the world's ever been able to say that, but he loves this. He loves it. He loves Vanderbilt. This guy bleeds. He bleeds.
Gold
anchor
and black.
Down, gold and black. I guess that's their colors. He's gonna get anchor down tattooed on him. I'm sure of it.
I hope he does.
He's gonna get a statue built outside their stadium. And then my NFL game of the week is the Denver Broncos versus the Eagles. Fun little cross conference. You don't see, it's not every weekend we get really fun matchups, AFC, NFC against each other. The Broncos,
I thought about that one.
Hot shot team coming into the year. Everyone's kind of like, oh, they're going to win the AFC West. They're the sleeper team to dethrone the Chiefs. Turns out that might be the Chargers. But the Broncos are no slouches. They've been playing very well. It kind of looked like Bo Nix kind of got some stuff figured out. Granted, it was against the Bengals, whose pass defense is terrible. But this Eagles defense, outside of their defensive line, their secondary is very questionable. So could we see Bo Nix take advantage of that? You've got Vic Fangio, the builder of the Denver Bronco defense. The guy who is the coordinator for the Broncos worked under him, so that they run kind of the same style. And is this Eagle offense going to be able to do anything? Like, they're like so hot and cold. Like, they play really good for one half. Jalen Hurts didn't complete a pass in the second half against the Bucs. AJ Brown is posting cryptid stuff all over his Instagram and Twitter after the game. Like, I don't know. I feel like they're like a bad showing from things unraveling and maybe Nick Sirianni being on the hot seat again.
What a wild take. Tids is trying to get the TikTok views there. He's just pulling Mason.
I don't know what you're talking about.
But the Broncos are very good at shutting down the run. So they're going to make Jalen Hurts pass the ball. And we'll see if he can do it.
If Tinsley's that confident, he would look the camera in the eye and say, Nick Sirianni is back on the hot seat. And then whoever does the TikTok post, whoever's our TikTok person, they need to post that video. I don't know who that person would be, but they like to post anything that I say that's a hot take. I can tell you that much.
Listen, they know it gets the clicks. They might have an AI system that makes the clips for them, and it gives it a grade before I posted it, and it says that this is going to be very click-worthy.
So we trust AI for TikTok, but not for their bets.
I'm going to let you in a little secret. I like AI. AI is a really helpful tool.
Not for betting.
Not for betting.
To be clear.
Only we us are. For
betting. We are leading the competition here.
That's right. I told AI that, and it said, "Oh, that's fun."
They were losing. Competitive spirit. They have no competitive spirit.
I said, just so you know, I ask you to do this every week because me and my friends on our podcast do a competition with your parlay, and we actually are winning. And they're like, "Oh, how fun! That must be a really fun segment for your listeners."
They have locker room issues, clearly.
They've got
they're losing the locker room.
Like, everything's just too chill and laid back.
Okay. So we've got a best of the rest to cover, and then we will give our AI bets.
Love it.
Best of the rest this week. We got a barn burner on our hands. We kind of had our first dud last week. We're looking for another fun game. We got a 2.5 point spread, 58.5 point over under here. We are heading to the great state of California for New Mexico at San Jose State.
Little Friday night, late night action.
Friday night Maction. This is Maction, right?
No.
Oh, that's Mountain West, isn't it? Okay. Not Maction, just joking. But we are here. Best of the rest. If you have not been with us here so far, we break down a matchup from around the country that is not getting covered by literally any other podcasts because we feel like it's a fun time sometime. You know, this game doesn't start till 10 p.m. my time on Friday night. Well, I'll be watching
East Coast time. So
maybe the first 5 minutes.
It's the worst.
But it's we like to give you some context. We'd like for you to know some people to watch, know some of the storylines. And so far, we're 3-1 on our best bets given out. So we can kind of find some lines that the rest of the country's not really looking at as closely as the big games. And we got to find our spots here. This is one of them. I feel really good about our betting stuff today. So I was covering New Mexico. I was going to give you a quick little breakdown on this New Mexico team. They're 3-1 so far. They did beat a UCLA team with a 5-star quarterback at the helm that has recently lost their head coach and most of the coaching staff. But they have a new head coach this season. His name is Jason Eck. He came from Idaho. Whenever your team gets an upgrade at head coach, and it's because they had success at Idaho, it tells you something about kind of where you're at as a program, maybe. He did bring over a bunch of his, I feel like a lot of the teams I've covered have had the same kind of storyline. They brought over a lot of coaches and players with them as they go. You're not really paying for a coach anymore. You're paying for like a half of a roster as well. But he brought a couple people with him, including their quarterback, who is kind of their biggest name, Jack Lane. He came from Idaho. He threw for like 1,500 yards and 14 touchdowns at Idaho last year. He's had a good season so far. He definitely has been kind of a highlight. They've got a couple of other people. They lost some players. One of their running backs went to USC. One of their quarterback went to Utah. They had a safety with Virginia Tech. So they've had some significant talent move out with this head coaching change. But that happens, when you have something like that go on. They were projected to win 3.6 wins with 2.2 in conference by ESPN's FPI, which we know is really accurate all the time. This team is already 3-1. So that feels pretty good, with their only loss being to Michigan. At Michigan as the first game of the season. So other than that, they've had a very good season. They beat a Power 4 team in UCLA. They've really kind of played better than what their record, what they were projected to. Pass yards, like their passing game looks pretty good. I will say their run game is probably their biggest strength. They have a committee at running back. Obviously with a line of 58.5, we expect this game to be pretty high scoring. Just that, I think what has become another storyline, unless you're a Butch Jones coach team, a lot of these teams are high offense, low defensive kind of strengths, just because I think, if you're building a program like this, you spend a lot of money or whatever on trying to get a good quarterback, a good running back, a couple good wide receivers, and then the defense tends to drop off. But it's a fun team going on the road to San Jose State. Tens, what do you got?
All right. Shout out San Jose State because you have a really cool logo. I like your jerseys. That's about all the nice things I have to say about San Jose State, who is 1-3, kind of the opposite. Going into the year, they were picked to kind of be a middle of the pack Mountain West team. Now they are just starting conference play, but they didn't really look great before we entered conference play. They lost to Central Michigan, who's not exactly a powerhouse over in the MAC. Obviously got beat up by Texas 38-7. A 3-point win over Idaho, who just lost their coach and everything to Zach's team, New Mexico, right? That's the
correct.
Shout out Idaho. And then a 1-point loss last week to powerhouse Stanford.
Pac-2.
Yeah, mainly the highlights for this team is that they had one player get any preseason award nominate, like not awards, but preseason selection for Mountain West defensive player, like preseason team, and it was linebacker Jordan Pollard. He's really the only big standout player. They had a true freshman quarterback who is local, CJ Lee, who they wanted to kind of come in and compete for the job, but he got hurt in training camp. And so they had to go with Walker Eggert, who is a senior. He's been here all 4 years. He started the second half of last year, was his first time playing. And then he is the starter this year. He has thrown for 1,200 yards, 6 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. They're averaging 24 points per game, which isn't terrible by any means. But when you get to play Central Michigan and Idaho and Stanford, you should put up some more points than that. 13 total touchdowns on the year. I don't like this team at all, honestly. They are the home team. This is the second year under their head coach, first year with both their coordinators. I just don't feel like they got any juice. I don't know. They didn't have a lot of transfers come into the school this year. So it's just kind of a lot of guys they brought in from the year before when the coach was hired. And I just don't see it. I'm going to agree with the preseason predictions that they were supposed to be like towards the bottom of the Mountain West. And I think with New Mexico, new coach coming in, they've got the big win. They got the big win over UCLA. They're feeling good about themselves. They've got some juice to them this season. I like their chances to come into San Diego State and handle business.
Yeah, I think Tins and I are on the same page here. We are going under the points, 58.5, and we're going with New Mexico points. Plus 2.5. They're underdogs, 3-1 on the season. They're underdogs on the road here against a pretty bad San Jose State team. I think that DraftKings is overrating that home field advantage, if I had to guess a little bit. Yeah, we're riding with New Mexico. I feel pretty good about that one.
A key part of overs is kicks, extra points, field goals. A fun fact about San Jose State: they are 4 for 12 on field goals this year, and they're only hit 50% of their extra points. They got a bad kicker. When you got a bad kicker, that messes with spreads. That's when you mess with over-unders. You lose a point that you're already banking on after a touchdown because this guy stinks at his job. So yeah, I like New Mexico with the points, and I love the under.
All right, I like that one a lot. Okay, moving on.
People didn't know they were getting a San Jose State kicker breakdown, but you did.
Got it today. Stuff you will never get on any other podcast. We are going to give our best bets of the weekend to compete with AI. I will go ahead and give mine here. I am taking a game we have not even brought up today one time in a pretty significant we're going to call this a get right game. Georgia covers 20.5 points against Kentucky. Kentucky is bad. I anticipate this being Stoops' last season, whether it ends midseason or not.
Might be his last game.
It could be. If they lose by 45 like Arkansas did or whatever, it could be his last game, truly. I'm taking Georgia minus 20.5. They did not mess around with Kentucky, I don't think. I think they there's two ways you can come out of a game like Bama. You can come out kind of soft and cold and just lackadaisical, or you can come out really angry. I think a Kirby Smart coach team typically is going to try and embarrass Kentucky here. So
yeah,
20.5.
Yeah, I agree. I think this one gets ugly quick.
Let's hope so. They did lose significantly to South Carolina last week. I think Kentucky's bad.
Yeah, I think Kentucky's just, they're done. They're packed up. Their guys are eyeballing the transfer portal. Where are we headed, boys?
Probably New Mexico. San Jose State.
They need some guys. They need some players.
Truly.
All right. Mine will stay in college. Also, shout out to us. I don't know if you know, but we did hit this, and AI did not last week. Right in their face.
Up 1-0.
Cashed it at 10 a.m. Listen, you're going to want to plug your nose. You're going to want to say, what in the world is Tinsley even doing? What is happening? Sometimes you got to zig when your own brain wants to zag. And I'm taking over 46.5 Clemson and North Carolina. And it's strictly because North Carolina is so bad. They're so bad. They're so bad. I'm counting on 10 points from them. That's what I need.
Like we predicted preseason, North Carolina is, as anticipated, very bad.
Exactly. We spent a lot of time breaking down how bad North Carolina would be and how they might not even win a game in the ACC. And anyone who thought they were crazy enough to get in the ACC championship game, those guys deserve to get their mics muted forever.
Yep.
And podcasting equipment should be more expensive. That was our thought about people saying things like that. For the real ball knowers, what we need, all we need is UNC to score 10 points, because I think Clemson is going to want to flex a little bit here. Dabo is hearing all the noise. He's washed. He can't do it. He's not as good as he used to be. Clemson's a joke poverty program.
Those could be true things.
He's a Trevor Lawrence merchant. He's hearing all these things. He's listening, and I think he's going to want to run it up. And I think UNC's defense is just bad enough that Cade Klubnik, who's supposedly supposed to be a good quarterback, he never was, never will be. He's going to be good enough this Saturday, though, to score 40 points. Final, 40-10.
We need one touchdown. from North Carolina.
That's all we need. But we're going to get 10 points. So over 46.5. Just trust me. Trust me here.
I trust you, Tim.
All right, Mason. Speaking of trusting him, Mason's got a hot take for us.
This is not that bad. We sweated out that Hawkinson.
Let's just say I was really ready to just fire some text at Mason about TJ Hawkinson.
Mason loves a player prop. Let me tell you,
I sure do.
Mason loves a player prop that hit the week before, and he's like, "This happened last week, so it will happen again."
Well,
if there's anything that happens in the NFL, it's the same thing that happened the same next week.
Justin Fields over 187.5 passing yards. Guess what? It hit last week. And week 1. So the 2 games that he obviously didn't play, one he got out with a concussion and the other one he didn't play. So the 2 games that he has played the whole game, it's cashed by a significant amount. 226 last week, 218 week 1.
What would you say to someone that's concerned that he's only finished 2 of the 4 games this season so far?
About that.
And who
no,
are
he's fine now. The concussion's over. It's fine.
Concussions never come back.
Never in a million years. But listen,
and running quarterbacks
why are you
never
doubting
get
me
hurt.
so much? Tinsley just straight up said that he secretly hates his pick.
Yeah.
No comment.
Yeah.
Okay. It's expected to be a close game, spread wise for the Cowboys and the Jets. So I'm hoping he'll continue to have to keep up with the Cowboys, which means hopefully more attempts. He's getting like 26 attempts, 25.
Which is crazy. No team should let Justin throw that much.
Yeah, so he's getting the attempts there. So production is to follow, right? Maybe, hopefully. Okay.
Could be.
So there it is.
A shootout. The Cowboys can't stop a nosebleed, and the Jets can't either. And Dak's gonna like if you were to give us Dak's passing yards, I'd have been like, all right, yeah, duh. I'm just a little
Nobody's
nervous.
giving
Justin
out
runs
Justin
around.
Nathan, I ride with you. I believe.
Thank you.
I believe. I don't want him to get
zero
hurt.
doubt for that Hawkinson one. He had 0 yards in the first half, but
it hit. We're fine.
I looked at my phone sideways and I was like, I'm about to send something to Mason.
And you didn't have
TJ
to because it cashed.
Does he exist or is he dead?
I think it was the last passing play.
It's crazy.
I think Carson threw an interception. One of the next couple plays.
The next play, and it was over. So, all right, there we go. And you put all of it in a parlay, and it gives you what, tens?
So the boys' parlay is at plus. Now this is as of taping. I don't want to hear people complain about lines moving and blah blah blah. Kiss my butt. Our parlay is plus 581. AI likes to give lines that move a lot, and not in their favor either. AI is really dumb. All right, so AI's parlay of the week. They did the same thing we did. We got 2 in college and 1 in the NFL. We're starting out with Michigan minus 17.5 against Wisconsin. Just yikes to Wisconsin. Sorry, I actually that leg probably hits. Shout out AI. They're gonna get 1 right.
Wisconsin's pretty bad.
Wisconsin is pretty bad. But here's the thing. I'm a little worried about AI this week because Illinois minus 8.5 against Purdue. Purdue should just play basketball. Like their football team, is just an utter joke.
Fair.
And then this is where AI is a coward because they moved the Detroit Lions are 10.5 point favorites, but they moved it down to 8.5 over the Bengals. Unless the Bengals trade for Jameis Winston right now, the Lions like to run it up on people. There's no off switch. Dan Campbell likes to flex his team's offensive muscles and go score more points. Amon-Ra St. Brown's out here playing 2K basketball until 4 a.m., getting caught on Xbox Live, and then going and dropping 2 touchdowns on people's heads. We're in a world where the Lions are just fine without Ben Johnson, it turns out. And whoever took the win total under might be a dummy. You might not want to listen to that guy about ball. Just joking. That was me.
Okay.
But their total was plus 501. So they're cowards. We got them by a lot.
It's okay. We're just gonna beat them. I believe. I like our parlay. I think we're on a heater, guys. That is a pod for this weekend. We look forward to a fun weekend in football. We will be back with you to break down all of the action on Monday. So be with us there. Be with us on TikTok. Tins is putting a lot of content on there. Most of it is Mason's hot takes. So go engage. Call Mason whatever you want to call him on the internet. We think it's very funny. So do that. We will see you on Monday. Have a great weekend.